Gyan Ganga, Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, page 118 to page 124. The end of the chapter. Continuation. Kabir Sahib, God Kabir, asked Swami Ramananji, Swamiji, what worship do you do? Swami Ramananji said, I worship according to the Vedas and Gita Ji. Kabir Sahib asked, where will you go by doing worship according to the Vedas and Gita? Swami Ramananji said, heaven. Supreme God Kabir asked, what will you do in heaven, O beneficent? Ramananji replied, there is dearest God Vishnu Ji there. I'll attain his audience every day. There are rivers of milk there. There's no worry, no tension. I will be happy. Supreme God Kabir asked Swamiji, for how many days will you live in heaven? And Ramananji was a learned man, and he had knowledge, and he understood within 2 minutes. Swamiji said, whatever my earnings of bhakti will be, I will live accordingly. Kabir asked, where will you go thereafter? Ramananji said, God knows where, and in which birth will I be born on the basis of my deeds. Kabir Sahib said, Swamiji, you have done this way of worship infinite times. One cannot get liberated by this. You want to go to heaven by doing worship of Sri Vishnu Ji. Those worshippers who by doing Brahm worship go to Brahmlock, they too remain in the cycle of birth and death, because one day Mahaswarg, great heaven, which is built in Brahmlock, will also get destroyed. Gita Ji's Adhyay 8 Slok 16 states this. Swami Ramananji was a learned man. The sloks were at his fingertips. Swami Ramananji said, you are right. This only is written. Kabir Sahib said, tell me then, where will you live, Gurudev? Ramananji was forced to think. Supreme God Kabir Ji asked, Swamiji, who narrated the knowledge of Gita Ji? Swami Ramananji replied, Sri Krishna Ji did. Supreme God Kabir Ji said, Swamiji, in Sankshipt Mahabharat Kand 2, page number 1531, Old 1, and 667, New 1, it is written that Sri Krishna Ji is saying to Arjun that now I do not remember that knowledge of Gita. I cannot narrate that same knowledge again. Supreme God Kabir Sahib Ji gave all the evidence. In Gita Adhyay 8 Slok 13, the giver of knowledge of Gita, Brahm, is saying that. Gita Adhyay 8 Slok 13, the narrator of Gita, Brahm, i.e. Kal, is saying that. Mam Brahm, my, Brahms, iti, this. Om ikaksharam is one syllable, Om. Vyaran by chanting Anusmaran. For doing Simran, Yah, a worshipper, who, Trajan Diham, until leaving the body, i.e. until the last breath, Priyati, does Simran, Sadhana, Sa. Only that worshipper, my Paramam Gatim, supreme salvation, Yati, attains. Translation. The narrator of Gita, Brahm, i.e. Kal, is saying that for doing my Brahm Simran by chanting, there's only one syllable, Om. A worshipper who does Simran Sadhana until leaving the body, until the last breath, that worshipper attains my supreme salvation. The implied meaning is that by entering like ghost into Sri Krishna Ji's body. Brahm, i.e. Jyot Niranjan Kal, who possesses 1,000 arms, is saying that a worshipper who does my, Brahm's worship, by Om Nam until the time of death, he achieves the benefits obtained from me. There's no other mantra for my bhakti. Gita Adhyay 8 Shlok 5, 7 and 13. The giver of the knowledge of Gita has explained about his worship that one who does my worship by chanting Om, Nam until the last breath, he will attain me alone. Therefore, you fight as well as do Simran of my Om, Nam, because the battle is fought by making an outcry, a loud noise. Therefore has said that by uttering a loud noise, the Om, Nam, do Simran as well as fight. Then in Gita Adhyay 8 Shlok 6 has said that it is a rule that in the final moments, remembering whichever God a person leaves his body, he goes to him alone. God, who gives the knowledge of Gita, in Gita Adhyay 8, in 3 shloks from 8 to 10, is telling about Purna Paramatma, Supreme Divine God Parameswar, i.e. Purna Brahm. Other than Brahm, that if someone leaves his body while doing his sadhana, then he goes to that same Purna Paramatma, Supreme God, only. By him alone one attains complete salvation, Shatlok, supreme peace. Therefore, go in the refuge of that Supreme God. Gita Adhyay 18 Shlok 62-66, Adhyay 15 Shlok 4. I, Brahm, the narrator of Gita, am also in his refuge alone. Seeing all the evidence with his eyes, Ramananji bit his fingers between his teeth in astonishment, and he accepted the truth. He said, Son, you are telling the right thing from the scriptures, which is true. No one ever gave such knowledge to us. What do we do? Kabir Sahib said that it is written in Holy Gita Ji only. Read Adhyay 8, Shlok 8, 9 and 10. Adhyay number 18, Shlok number 62. The narrator of the Holy Gita Ji and Holy Vedas, Brahm Kal, is saying that Arjun, go in the refuge of that God, and then you will not die. For that, Adhyay 4, Shlok 34, search for those who know the absolute truth about that God. Prostrate before them, do Dandvat Pranam, treat them respectfully with courtesy and honesty. And when those Tadvasi saints are pleased, ask for initiation, Nam, from them. Then you will not take birth or die again. In Holy Gita, Adhyay 15 Mantra 1-4, it is said that this is an upside-down tree of world. The root above is Adi Purush, the eternal God. The branches below are the 3 guns, Rajagun Brahma, Sattvagun Vishnu, Tamgun Shiva. I, Brahm Kal, do not know about the tree of the whole world, i.e. the creation of the entire nature. Here in our discussion, i.e. the knowledge of Gita Ji, I cannot impart the complete knowledge to you. For that find some Tadvasi saint. Gita Adhyay 4, Shlok 34. He will impart the knowledge of the creation of the entire nature, the state of all the gods correctly to you. Thereafter one should search for the Parampad Parameswar, Supreme God with Supreme State. And having gone in whom a devotee does not take birth or dies again, he attains complete salvation. The God who has created the tree of the world, i.e. all the Brahmans, I, Brahm Kal, am also in the refuge of that God. Therefore worship that Supreme God. Swami Ramananji said, This is precisely what is written, son. But I have not heard about this shut lock from anyone, because of which my heart does not believe it to be true. Kabir Sahib asked, "How do you worship?" Swami Ramananji replied, "I have accomplished my whole body by practice of yoga. I, passing through the lotuses within, reach Trikuti." Kabir Sahib said, "You may reach Trivani once." Ramananji entered into a state of meditation because it was his daily practice. There are 3 paths about reaching Triveni. On entering the Brahmlock, built in every Brahman, 3 paths arise. Likewise, beyond the 20 Brahmans, there is a similar arrangement in the 21st Brahman. One way goes to the 3 secret places built in Brahmlock ahead, where Jot Niranjan lives in 3 forms. Kabir Sahib Ji said, "The Brahmandar ahead will not open by this nam of yours. This Brahmandar too will open by Satnam." Kabir Sahib uttered his Satnam through breaths. The front door opened. Kabir Sahib said, "Now I will show you Kal, God, whom you call formless, who says in Gita that I will eat everyone. Arjun, I never grant audience to anyone, and I never appear before anyone." Kabir Sahib said, "Now I will show you that Kal before you." First of all, showed Brahm Kal in the secret places in Brahmlock, built in one Brahman. There he was in Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv. Then, exiting from the door which crosses Brahmlock, took to the 21st Brahman, Brahm Kal, also keeps an eye on the path which extends beyond Brahmlock, which is above the Jata Kundali Sarovar lake, so that no one should escape. The last lock of 21 Brahmans is Kal Brahm's Sarpurush personal place. There he is sitting in that same dreadful appearance, which is his actual form. Kabir Sahib said, "See, your formless God is sitting there, whom you call formless, because the yogis did sadhana by Om, Nam, based on the Vedas. They did not achieve God. They attained supernatural powers, went to heaven, to great heaven, and then became animals. Therefore everybody has accepted God to be formless, that he is not visible. Whereas it is written in Vedas that God is in form." When approached, nearer to Kal, then Kabir Sahib uttered his Satnam along with Sarnam. At that very moment, Kal's head bent down. Above Kal's head is that door through which one goes to Satlok and enters the lock of Parabrahm. After that, one Banvara cave starts. There is also one Banvara cave in Kal's lock. Kabir Sahib Ji hands, flawless devotees, go up by stepping on Kal's head. This Kal acts as his stair. And after crossing the lock of Parabrahm, Kabir Sahib took the solar Sri Ramananji to Satlok. There's also a Banvar cave there. And on going to Satlok, Sri Ramananji saw that Kabir Sahib is sitting in his actual form. So much brightness in Kabir Sahib, as if one hair follicle, there is more brightness than the combined light. But there is no warmth of crore suns and crore moons. On going there, Kabir Sahib started moving, whisk on his own another form. Sri Ramananji thought that this is God who is sitting on the throne, and this Kabir might be some servant here. But the place, is different from all. God is very effulgent. He was thinking all this. Meanwhile, the effulgent form of God stood up from the throne, and Supreme God Kabir Ji, in the form of the 5-year-old child, sat down on the throne. The actual visible effulgent form of the Supreme God started moving whisk on Kabir Sahib in child form. Therefore Kabir Sahib's effulgent form vanished into Kabir Sahib in the child form, and Kabir Sahib, only in the form of the 5-year-old child, was sitting on the throne. The whisk was moving itself, and just then he sent Ramananji's soul back into his body. Ramananji's meditation broke. He saw in front of him that Kabir Sahib is sitting in the form of a 5-year-old child. And at that time Swami Ramananji said that, O Supreme God, O God Kabir, O Kabir Katara, creator of the entire nature, you alone are the omnipresent complete God. O Supreme God Kabir, you are in both the places in Satlok as well as in front of me, making two forms from one. You have come here for us insignificant living beings. Ramananji, a 104-year-old great man, is saying to 5-year-old Supreme God Kabir that I, your Das, servant, have become liberated, and the wandering of my mind has ended. I have seen the actual appearance of God. Complete God Kabir Sahib. All the 4 Holy Vedas and the Holy Gita Ji are only singing your praises. Supreme God Kabir himself has said that. The meaning is that in all the 4 Holy Vedas there is knowledge of Supreme God only, but the way of worship is only up to Brahm, Jot, Niranjan. For the knowledge about the way of worship of Supreme God Kabir, and for Tat Gyan, it has been stated in the Holy Vedas and the Holy Gita Ji that only a Tadvasi saint can tell about it, who is God himself, or a true representative sent by him. By obtaining initiation, Updesh, from him, complete salvation and supreme peace is obtained. This is the end of the chapter, Who is the Master of the Lineage and What is he like?